It's a setup process. You already know. We're doing a thing. Get ready, it's the new edition. Your favorite morning meditation. Hey, it's me, part in my success. I'm a hot mess. Part in my success. Part in my success. Part in my success. Part in my UPMS. Part in my. Hey, what's up, you guys? We are here today at the Walk Good Yard, getting some journals made with Entropy Creatives. Look at us. Da-na-na. Na-na-na. Journal making. Journal making. Yeah, we're making a journal with Entropy Creatives. Journals. Wow. Wow. Okay, and we're back. We're going to be doing some light prep work as we hope and pray that people actually show up to this event today that we are doing.
They're coming. They
are so positive.
They're on their way.
They're on their way. I hope to God. Well, you know what? Everyone in LA is at least 30 minutes late.
Exactly.
That's
what's happening.
And my only worry is that we are making journals that, if I recall correctly, when we were trying to do them, took at least like 2 hours.
Yes.
Listen, your instructors are much more prepared this time.
That's fair. We didn't know what we were doing.
You got us in our most chaotic stage.
We're now here. But I'm at Entropy Creatives, Sarah and Abby, at an Entropy Art Social event. When was this? December?
That was
Yeah, like December, January,
crazy.
sometime around then.
Where I made my...
Go get it. She's got it.
I have it here.
She loves it so much, she takes it everywhere with her.
I took this to Asia. This was my Asia tote bag.
Oh my gosh.
I love this tote that I made.
so creative.
Because the Nudge sent me one day. They were like, "Do you want to go make totes?" And I said, "I do. Please send me."
You answered the call.
Thank goodness I did. We are here today because of the Nudge that brought us all together. But more importantly, because Abby and Sarah have started their own business called Entropy Creatives, and I met them and was like, this is beautiful and amazing, and I really respect everything you're doing, so I would love to work with you guys. So, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, how you met, and how Entropy Creatives began?
I'm Abby.
I'm Sarah.
And we met about 3.5-4 years ago at this point. Wow. We were both operations coordinators for this organization called Camp Kassam, and we were responsible for planning their free overnight summer camp that they offer for children whose parents have been affected by cancer.
Oh.
So it's very, very special to both of us. We were both very passionate about what we were doing and the population that we were serving.
Yeah, Kassam is an incredible community. I feel like it was the base for what we do here at Entropy, honestly. We started Entropy together with Chaos Club on the beach, which was just like a beach hangout where we asked a prompted question and then asked everybody to like interpret it, paint, and then we'd talk about it in a circle, like do group sharing. And that comes from Kassam's empowerment, which was like an opportunity for people to share their experiences. And for a lot of those kids, they don't get that anywhere else. Yeah. So we love Kassam. We brought that into what we do now.
So it's all about creativity, which is a very broad concept, right? Because there's so many different ways to create things, and we like to do so many different things. We get bored very easily. So every single time that we meet for our art social hour that May came to, we do a different craft. They're all beginner friendly, all just about trying something and being creative and having that creative muscle get going in your mind.
It's crazy, just even showing up and like, yes, it was beginner friendly, we're all just doing this for funsies, like, judgment free art, like, and that's what I thought was so fun about it, but everyone was so good. And that was what was so frustrating, is that the pressure was on, even though it was so judgment free and everyone was so supportive and so kind. Everyone was like literally so good. It was a girl brought a tissue box to copy, and she did it better than the tissue box. I was like, what is going on?
Some people take their creativity very seriously, for sure.
But everybody has something to share, you know? And everybody was like so genuinely good because they just leaned into the process.
I also think that's like a big part of creating around other people too, is that you're like hyping other people up and you're like, you got it, you can do it. And so you take a little risk and you're like, I can do that, sure.
And you can.
And you can.
So
yeah,
exactly.
So how did the actual name Entropy come up again?
Well, we both studied science in college. We did a little switch up where we are now. decided to take a step away from science. However, I always really liked the concept of entropy because entropy is the natural tendency for everything to go to disorder and chaos. And the reason why I was attached to that is I personally have always struggled with how busy and chaotic and how like nothing ever goes as planned. If you had asked me like what's your 5-year plan, I would have my answer immediately ready. And as I grew up, I realized that that's very unrealistic and it's never going to actually be that way. And so I feel like entropy was grounding for me in that like instead of trying to push away from chaos and the disorder of the world, embrace it and actually use it as a tool and use it as something to better prepare you for your day-to-day. And so instead of like battling with chaos, becoming friends with chaos essentially. Yeah. And that's the mission of Entropy Creatives, is to help people be okay with the chaotic world that we live in and take everything day by day. And when you spill your coffee or your room's a mess or it takes longer to do something than you had planned, it's okay. It's good.
So true.
That reminds me of something. Have you guys heard of the burnt toast?
Yes,
theory?
I was just explaining this to someone yesterday.
Are you?
Yes.
I love that.
Wait, that's so funny.
Wait, I don't know.
Say more.
Amazing. Okay. So basically, sometimes stuff happens, you know? And sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're going to make your toast for breakfast and it burns. And you're like, what the heck? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna be late to work now. Why did this go wrong this morning? But maybe that was protecting you from something happening. So maybe on your way to work, something would have gone wrong, or maybe your outfit wasn't correct and you needed to change it. Just essentially things happen for a reason and you just need to lean into them, embrace that disorder, embrace the chaos that's happening and be okay with it because it's happening for a reason. It's written, like life is happening the way that it's supposed to and you just need to lean into it.
That is definitely something I've been trying to do more. And that was my whole thing with the burnt toast theory, where it's like, yeah, you could have, maybe there was a car crash that would have happened that you might have been in. Whenever I get down, I'm like the most impatient person on the planet, and I know that about myself. But I'm trying to be more like, you know what? It's happening when it's supposed to happen, and that's all we can hope for. And if it were to happen earlier, it might not have been the way it was supposed to be.
Exactly.
So I might not have been ready. So that's life, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys began Entropy in November.
Yes, November of last year.
How did we take that leap? Yeah.
How did we take that leap?
It's
You
been
wanna start
years.
that?
We've been working on this idea together for years. I think like September rolled around and we both were kind of at our jobs. Things weren't happening the way that they felt like they were supposed to be happening, which is totally opposite of what we were just talking about. But anyway, we didn't feel ourselves there. We didn't feel like we were doing the best work that we could at the places that we were working at, and kind of had a conversation about stopping and being serious about entropy and finally taking that jump.
Yeah, I think it was kind of just the last straw, honestly. It was like, we've been talking about this for so long. How many opportunities are we going to keep passing by, or how many excuses are we going to keep making? Yeah, like, oh, we're not ready, or we don't have enough money, we don't have enough time, we need to get this done, and then this will happen. But exactly, we fully realize that we will never be ready, and the more that we say, let's wait until we're ready, the more time's going to go by, and we're going to look back and regret it. And so I think it was kind of just, let's stop being the boy who cried wolf, honestly. Let's stop saying we're going to do something and not doing it. And so, yeah, we were like, let's jump in. We both quit our jobs and we're like, let's follow this dream and see what happens. And honestly, it was the best decision ever.
Hell yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do not regret.
What have been some of your favorite social hours that you guys have done?
The tote bag.
Tote bag is so much fun. I love doing the tote bags.
bag.
It's my favorite tote. There's 6 pockets inside. I have so many tote bags. It's actually obscene. Especially that this is my favorite one, because I literally have tote bags from all over the world, and the fact that there were actual pockets inside just was so game changing.
Real.
I'm obsessed. I really love it.
Every tote needs pockets.
No, literally. All
They're
of
just
them.
like sacks.
I need to organize my life somehow.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Organized chaos.
Yes. So what are the ultimate goals for Entropy? Where do you see it going? Where do you want it to be?
Where do we want it to be?
Unlimited money, unlimited resources.
Unlimited money.
Where is it?
Yeah, the end goal and dream, I think, is to have a space because we want to create a place like third places, essentially. We want to create a place where people feel like they can come, they don't have to spend money, they don't have to buy product, but they can if they want to. They can have a bunch of different options. Like there's this one spot in Redondo Beach that we drive by all the time and just I sparkle over it.
I love a green space.
Exactly. And like I've talked about, like on the inside there's like a little cafe set up, so we're like, we'll have a cafe, hangout vibes, like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then also different rooms where we can have different classes going on.
Oh my God,
and
cute.
Get creatives involved so that other people are teaching their passions.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
One of our big goals with growing Entropy would be to have people teach what they're passionate about. So we're forming a community now of so many really cool people that have different talents and they're trying different crafts, but they have their specialties. So it'd be so cool to have them teach other people and be able to make money from that too.
I really just want to change the system, honestly. And create a place where people are appreciated, they're paid properly.
Yes.
They walk in the door and they feel like they belong somewhere.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Like on the employee and the consumer side of things. Like take care of each other, love each other.
I love that. Okay, but to make a creativity journal, how would we begin?
Yeah. So you start off, we have our little stacks of paper here. We're going to create what's called a signature. We're going to create 5 of them, of 5 sheets of paper in each. Okay. So we can start by just folding your stacks of pages.
What would you guys say your favorite crafts were before you started Entropy, and how's that changed?
I feel like I've always been a crafty kid. I like to just try a bunch of different things. My mom and I did a lot of crafts when I was younger, so I've tried a lot of different things, but I don't really feel like I was or would call myself a creative person. I leaned a lot into my school and science and learning that. So really, Entropy has been the start of regularly practicing creativity.
Oh my God, I love that.
We all are born as children as creative, and then you hit elementary school, middle school, and it's like, whoa, that person is an artist. I am not.
That's
I'm going to
fair.
focus on sports, science, math, whatever it is that you feel like you're good at, and let the artsy people take care of that. So it's like art's a luxury, or it's something that you only do if you're good at it. But like most things in life, the more you practice something, the more you get better at it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Literally
with
just
anything.
do it.
It doesn't even have to be creativity. Just do it. Just take the jump.
Why don't we move on to the next step of our process, which is to our next station over here. We're moving, we're grooving.
Okay.
Alrighty, now what are we doing?
Now we are going to use this fun little tool that May likes to call an owl.
It is an owl.
Why is it an owl?
It's an owl.
Yeah.
AWL.
AWL.
Oh!
And we are going to create our little holes that we will soon be sewing into.
We're gonna clip this little baby on.
Get them all lined up. All pretty.
And then this side. Thank
Great
you.
job.
All right, now we have a pen.
Now we have a pen.
And the way that we decided to measure this out was center, is it 11?
we just eyeballed it. Because
Really?
that's what we do around here. It doesn't have to be
That's
perfect.
so true.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Are you sure about that? This feels like center to me. Okay, let's stab. No, everyone stab.
Stab. Here. Preferably your book by yourself.
Yes.
Honestly, yes. Good paper right here.
Yeah, gotta have that thick paper so that you can paint on it too. You can watercolor.
Oh, to our sewing area, to our next location. I love these finger holders. How long did we make this again? Up and
So
down.
we'll go up and down 5 times since we have 5
that's
signatures.
right. So we have our string. It is tied on one end,
Amazing.
and now
You want your knot on the outside. Okay, so right here is where it gets a little funky. So with each time that you're gonna come up now, you're gonna wrap around.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
So you're gonna go like in this one and then down that one, and you're gonna go back down the same hole. So yeah, holding your needle parallel like that is a great way to do it. You're good.
You're doing so good.
That was beautiful.
Wow. It's happening.
Great teachers.
Oh my god.
And then back
And then
from this
underneath
side.
this thread as well. So you're making like a loop essentially
I see what's
around
happening.
it.
a little horseshoe shape. back in.
Whoa.
Oh, she's sturdy.
That was nice. That was really nice.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Embracing the chaos.
We're doing so good, guys. We are going to finish the sewing and we'll return for the gluing process. We are on to the gluing process. Gluing. Well, I guess, yes, first we are picking out our fabrics, but we are sitting down on our ground shortly here to put together the final steps of our journal making process here. Sammie is here now. Sammie is here. Podcast, say hello. Sammie is an incredible artist and creative. So now that we have woven together our sides, yes, the next part of the process is building our cover. Woo. So we have glue, some brushes.
We're gonna start with gluing this so that we can give it some time to dry, make it super secure.
Okay.
And then we'll get into our cover.
Okay.
We'll lay it out like this, and we'll put your fabric underneath it.
Okay.
And you'll let it glue, and then you'll let that glue, and you'll stick them on there afterwards, and then you're good to go.
All right. So do I apply the glue to this?
So start with this. Thank you. Yeah, you'll apply it to the spine.
The spine.
And you can use this little brush to brush it on there, and then we'll kind of add another one to clip it together. It's a super sticky glue, and I think the bottle really likes it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's the...
Oh, there she is. Finally.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
We have glue. Houston, we have glue. But all of us have collectively decided today that the system is not working. We need to change the system.
We're changing it.
We are actively
We're doing
changing the
one
system.
Small step.
One small step at a time.
One journal at a time.
One day we will look back and say, our journals were
The
filled.
manifesto starts.
Literally! We started our manifestos here today.
You're good. You gotta go.
No, but Sammie, what is going to be in your manifesto?
Honestly, right. That's what we need to be considering.
Yeah.
Now. We need to be like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Surely, is going to be to actually be paid for the work we do.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, it seems.
That's so That's very real. That's very real. We would like to actually get paid for the work we're doing.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, like being an adult and realizing the whole point of having this job is to get paid, but they don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay you.
Like, my whole premise of being
The whole premise. I do think that as soon as you choose like a job that you like, they're like, but isn't it supposed to be the life
Yes.
that's have you?
Yeah, it's
so I
like you
shouldn't
would have
wanna
done this
live.
for free, so you should. And it's like, but I need to stay alive. I literally need to live. Like, please let me live? Question mark? I don't know.
Why should I be punished for liking
No,
my job?
yes, yes. Well, like that is literally how I feel. People feel towards artists these days, where it's like, well, you're enjoying it. It's like you're doing good work.
honestly
So
So you want to just lay that out with the top of your fabric, whatever you want on the outside of your journal, down on the paper.
So this will be on top.
yes,
Yes, the pretty side. Gorgeous. And then you're just going to set it out like this with your spine in the middle, your 2 pages or covers. Cool. Now that you have it set up, you can start gluing. So just take one of your covers, flip it over, add some glue, press it down.
Got it.
And do that with all 3 of your pieces, and then we'll fold over and glue to the fabric.
How can we all make money doing what we love?
Hot take.
Yeah.
I think it starts from within. I think believing that you can do it is like the biggest thing, because we're taught as a society that you can't do that, or that you need your side hustle, you need your main thing to support your side hustle. However, there's so many people out here that are doing the things that they love and making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, selling a piece of art that they put a lot of love into, valuing yourself as well, you know, for realizing that our phone is not all the happiness in the world. And then there's people like Entropy Creatives and In the Know, Walk the Yard, that are creating spaces, inspire people, and give them the okay, essentially.
That was a beautiful hot take.
Besides money, what would you say is holding you back from following through on what you want to be doing?
Right now, like, money is the biggest thing, but I think truthfully, my family would be. I'm an only child. Like, I talk to my mom like twice a day because she's very like, I need to know you're not dead, like an immigrant mother, because I'm like 2,000 miles away. Like, ultimately, I'd want to have a family and like go back to New York to raise them and like all of that. And I think that would be a lot harder to do, because then you have to start being honest about like the conceptions you have about how your grandkids are going to be aren't actually my conceptions about how my children are, and potentially my partner is not necessarily what you think. I've had the conversation about being queer with my parents, but I think being bisexual always feels like it's a choice. You can end up with a man, so then it'd be fine, and so everyone's just like lives in that reality. And I think it, as much as I would love to be like, it doesn't affect me, I do think I would be lying to say I don't think that it'd be easier to be with a man, but I think I like men less, not for their own fault, but because then my brain's doing this thing where there's this weird back and forth happening internally. If I had the money and everything was fine, then you actually have to be like, okay, well, why are you so far away all the time? Like, I know my parents talking to me about, like, were you dating? And my dad also was like, do you have a partner? Which I was like, oh, interestingly.
Okay.
My entire life it was like, no men, don't talk to men at all. And now my mom's like,
Where are they?
That song changed so quickly. I thought we were like, don't drink, don't go out, never be outside. Yeah. What about you guys? What's holding you back, if not money?
I feel like it's always money. It always feels like money, but also I know money isn't real inherently. But when it comes to marketing myself, that feels like a very different reality because it feels very self-aggrandizing. But at the same time, I'm trying to put stuff out there that is the more vulnerable. But then how much of that also feels performative?
Yeah.
So then everything I do feels therefore inherently performative, even though I know I have to keep promoting things because as they would fucking say in grad school, promotion is a shark. If it stops swimming, it dies. You just have to keep going.
Coming to terms with figuring out your own rules. And like what you want to give to people and how you want to talk to people about those things.
So give yourself some grace.
No one who has any of these like empires did it by themselves. Who's actually the one who did it by themselves? Like,
No one.
Nobody.
Did you know that
Who's ever
80% of millionaires claim that they are self-made?
Oh my god.
And I got into a whole fight with my boyfriend about this the other day because I said they are answering on a survey that they did it themselves. It's like nobody is self-made. That doesn't exist. That's not real. So what we've learned today,
Community matters.
creativity matters. We are all just trying to figure it out and to stop being so hard on ourselves and to maybe just make a journal.
Such amazing teamwork.
Right.
We are here with our final product journal display. It's stunning. Look at this.
Gorgeous.
Wow, look at these. Random charm. Yes. Wow. Yep. Oh my god. Look at it. Stunning. Oh my goodness. Wait, I love that. Wow. Yay, we did it. Thank you guys so much. We love you. Please go follow Entropy Creatives and Sammie and Brittani and everyone in the know and Sarah and Abby individually.